come to the 9th week of pregnancy. This is your 3rd month. The development of the baby each week is a wonder that no machine has been able to duplicate till date. Sit back and enjoy the privilege and get knowledgeable about this. The entire process is intriguing and helps you appreciate the wonder in the whole process and love yourself for what you have created. Have you had that exciting visit to the doctors yet? If not, make sure you do. You might be able to hear the baby's heartbeat. Can you imagine that? Listen to that wonder growing inside of you. You might get into a transvaginal ultrasound. This process is not hurting, but gives you the added advantage of seeing your baby on the screen. At this stage, the risk of any miscarriages drops to single digits and will become lower in the coming weeks. The multiple visits to the bathroom will continue and increase as the baby grows. Having said that, you could have 0 symptoms too if you're really lucky. But hey, it will still show up. Though you can sit back and smile at your luck, which is smiling right back at you at this point of time. As in all our videos, let's look at our questions that most of the parents are wondering about. The questions that we've been covering so far is: how is my baby developing at 9 weeks? What will my baby look like? What will be the changes in me as a mom? The movements? And what should I be eating at this time? Now let's look at how is my baby developing at 9 weeks. At week's end, your fetus measures approximately 0.9 inches or 2.3 centimeters long. In both shape and size, it resembles a pea pod and weighs less than 1/10 of an ounce or only a mere 2 grams. By the end of the week though, the inner workings of the ears will be complete. Your baby's heart is almost fully developed and is beating approximately 170 times per minute. The baby's genitals have started forming, but you cannot identify the sex of the baby yet. Unfortunately, you will have to wait for at least 11 more weeks before you can get a chance to know what baby you will have. That too you will find out only if you're lucky and your baby decides to show you its sex clearly and not hide it with its legs. The eyelids are fused and won't open until week 27. The wrists are more developed, ankles have formed, and the fingers and toes are clearly visible. Arms are growing longer and bend at the elbows. Hands are flexed at the wrist and meet over the heart area. The tip of the fingers are now forming touch pads where she will have a lot of sensations later on. The feet are growing longer and can almost reach the midline now. By now, the placenta has developed enough to support most of the critical jobs of the producing hormones. Isn't all this so interesting? Look at the baby's development. The baby's development is every week has so much of contribution in a baby's life. I just cannot stop repeating the fact that I think it's one of the most or the biggest wonder in the world. Appearance. Your baby's development and appearance is becoming more refined. His fingers have separated and his feet have lengthened. His head is growing rapidly and is almost half the size of his body. Growth is fast, and during the next 3 weeks, his body will be more than double in length. Now let's talk about the mother. Tired and exhausted? The reason being that your body is using all the possible resources in developing the placenta, the lifeline between the baby and the mom's blood supply. Do consider getting a good pregnancy pillow. It will provide a lot of relief. The morning sickness, to which you're still not accustomed till now, continues, but in some of you the waning days have begun. By now the breasts are bigger and fuller than before and very sensitive too. Giving it a good support can reduce some of the discomfort. You will soon need to make decisions about antenatal screening, and we have a complete guide to antenatal tests. If you're over 35 or have a family history of genetic illness, you may want to consider a chorionic villus sampling. An antenatal test, usually carried out between 10 and 12 weeks, that screens for birth defects and abnormalities. In just one more week, your embryo will become a fetus. Your baby is growing fast. Can't wait to get into the bed? For good reasons. Your body works overtime in the first trimester to develop the placenta, the baby's lifeline, and hence you feel exhausted. Moreover, your baby's hormones have increased significantly. This causes the blood pressure and blood sugar in your body to go low. Even if you don't feel like it, exercising at this time can be surprisingly comforting and will make you feel energetic. Do look up for exercises that you can take up in your stage. Be sure to consider all your conditions before you finalize your exercise routine. Some swimming can be especially relaxing and invigorating at this time. It will help your entire pregnancy. Try to include that in your regular routine of possible snacking. The right quantity at the right time will also help to take care of your body. Breast tenderness is very common as your body is preparing your breast for feeding. Take cold compressions or warm water baths. This will help to manage the tenderness or the shooting pains you experience. Movements. Your baby is now starting to make more definite movements. He kicks and can also move his arms and spine. You cannot feel the movements, but if you have an ultrasound scan, it will amaze you to see that little thing moving around and to think that you cannot really feel all that. Nutrition. Fruits and vegetables are very important during pregnancy. Also vitamins. There are 5 excellent sources of vitamin C that you can add in your diet. It's strawberries, orange juice, kiwi or amla, or gooseberry, broccoli, red pepper, and then there are other vitamins and other sources too. Fill up your diet with a lot of fiber. It will help you deal with constipation. This is a symptom less talked about, but you do want to take care of it. It will help you maintaining your energy levels. A tip for daddies. Go for doctor's visits with your partner. You will be able to understand and support her better. A tip: smoking and alcohol may affect your baby's growth adversely. Try to refrain from going close to smokers and avoid secondhand smoking. There's a checklist to do in 9 weeks of pregnancy. Start connecting with your baby daily now. This is a very good time to start. It's the time to bond. Let the baby know you love her. The baby hears you and will respond to your love. Start walking. Walking is a good and easy way to exercise if you haven't been exercising. Get some movement in your body. Walking provides a full body toning. Involve your partner. Ask your partner to talk to the baby. Watch videos with him on how the baby is growing. Involve him more and more in the process. Knowledge brings appreciation. Watch your nutrition. Organic food can help avoid chemical intake.